Okay, hi. I'm Catriona, and I wanted to talk today a little bit about an offer I have to do with the courses that I created for women. So I am often talking to and working with women who have a feeling of disconnection to their body, a sense of disconnection to their sensuality or to their womb, to their cycle. And often women who have health problems like endometriosis or polycystic ovaries or irregular periods. And so, because of the work that I do with women's circles and womb blessings and other Taoist tantric practices, classes, I felt opportunity to bring together a few different lineages and teachings into one place. And this is what my courses are, and they're called Our Sacred Cycle. And maybe for some women, the idea of the word sacred and precious connected to cycle, menstrual cycle, is very far apart. And it's my wish and desire and intention to begin to bridge that with this work. So this work is really for you, even if you maybe already chart your cycle or you have an interest and curiosity and you already did some inner questing with your feminine, with your female body. But this work is also for you if you're very new in this field and perhaps you've been caught up in mothering and partnering and businessing and just still feel like, although many other realms of your life are flowing well and have a sense of success, but perhaps there's like a feeling of a bit of a missing link between you and your body, and being able to carve out time to drop in with yourself and nourish what is your vehicle in this life and what is a place of deep importance. I think so often the way that we can feel about our bodies, especially our cycle, especially our menstruation, when it comes, it can feel like, it's inconvenient. And the sense of inconvenience is really something I want to support women to shift. I feel like it's so important that what is innate in our bodies, what is the natural cycle, is something to be loved, to be understood, to be, not really like the word harnessed, but to be connected to and listened to, as opposed to something that is awkward or embarrassing or inconvenient. And that, there's this whole social picture around premenstrual women or the blood, and there's a avoidance of meeting her and that part of us with curiosity and with humbleness, because we're not anything if we're not connected to our bodies. We're not humbleness because we're not grounded in this life unless we're deeply connected to our bodies. And our cycles have so much wisdom in them, this movement of hormonal flow which influences our thoughts, our feelings, our energetic capacity, our point of focus throughout the weeks of our cycle, and what we are capable of in different phases, where that capacity to be really on our flow is a cycle. This is such a key to begin to unlock and release so much creativity and so much self-love and so much relaxation and sense of deeper accomplishment, which lets go of this on thing which so much of society and schooling and education, you know, it's a lot about what we've had to accept as conditioning. But it's so obvious by the really widespread amount of female health problems and general health and well-being problems, like mental and emotional instabilities and depressions and anxieties and senses of detachment, that this current conditioned patterning of how to run in the world doesn't really serve us. And therefore, how can we take steps to listen and lean into ourselves and create this new pathway of curiosity instead of inconvenience? And so my courses really speak to this, and there are guided self-inquiry pages to journal about, to feel into. I also introduce a Taoist practice of circulating energy through your auric field to begin to move and release stagnant energy. And it's just kind of like in the opening course, it's just a little taster of the kind of practices that I've been doing for years and that I share with women on a very light, energetic level. I felt it was safer to do a practice that was just breathing, movement and flow instead of going into touch and sensuality on the body, because maybe that's too much too quickly for some women. So if it's not, and if that is more your desired area of focus, then those practices are also things which I do in mentorship, and things which are in the longer course, which is a 5-week course that you would do as self-study and mentorship with me through one whole cycle. And if you don't bleed, or if you're irregular, or if it's not really for you about your menstruation, but you can do it with a moon cycle, because that moon cycle also connects to a certain flow of energy which is very representative of feminine flow. And in there I have more physical body-based practices like breast massage and yoni breathing, and really focusing into the vulva, and invitations to self-massage and these kind of things. But in the introduction there's a meditation, a womb blessing meditation. It's the guidance to the womb blessing meditation events, which one of my first teachers, Miranda Gray, has organized for over a decade. It's a very warm, nourishing energy to receive into your system. You can do it at the full moon, or you can join the global womb meditations. There are 5 a year. I also introduced EFT, which is one of my favorite all-time practices for repatterning inner dialogue and shifting density in the nervous system. So that's tapping and talking at the same time, tapping, talking and feeling. And this is really revolutionary in the way that it can remind us to cultivate a new inner voice, if perhaps we're also used to being dismissive to our emotional needs, or to our sense that maybe we want a different kind of connection with ourselves. Tapping is the super resource. So I introduced that, and I do a tap along guided journey with this work, this sacred cycle work. What else does it have in it? It has an invitation to sign a petition that I have. I have a petition for womb rooms. I have a vision that it would be an amazing evolution and social change to have womb rooms in public places. Like the full vision of how that could be. Like there's many ways in which that could land, but you know, a safe space for women who maybe not only are bleeding, but especially for women who are bleeding. If you're out in public and suddenly you come onto your period because you had to go shopping anyway, and you know, you need a quiet place to get a menstrual product, to have a cup of tea, to just like tune in. And if that was always available to women, to have this, you know, you have breastfeeding rooms, you have toilets, you could have a womb room. I also see how it could be a place where you could purchase empowering things like yoni steams and teas and sponges and moon cups and all these more sustainable, ecological, natural approaches to supporting female health, fertility, menstruation, menopause, all the wild womb ways which are nourishing for women in life and educating for our male counterparts and for our children. Yeah, okay, so that is some words about some of the things I'm doing. So at this moment, for this week, because of Valentine's Day, and it's also just become spring, I am offering both my courses with 50% off. So that means the introductory course is €22, and you'll get all these guided audios. There's a journey through the cycle, through the springs, the rune blessing that I spoke about, the Taoist practice, and the introduction to EFT, as well as introduction to your cycle charting and moon phases and what all that means and how all that impacts and reflects the female hormonal cycle. Yeah. So if you are interested in that, you can click on the link in my bio and click on courses, and then you can read more or purchase, and you can put in the code LOVE, and that will give you the 50% off. And if you have any questions, you are welcome to reach out to me in a private message. The longer course has weekly prompts over 5 weeks. You start on a dark moon or when you're bleeding, and you work all the way through each week. Each week you get a new meditation for that season, a new practice, a Taoist tantric practice to support you to build these new healthy self-connection habits. There's a playlist with a song to dance every day that is also I chose because they kind of move with the archetypal waves and the energies of the cycle, so you get to really playfully feel into how it feels to embody spring maiden energy or summer mother energy or autumn enchantress energy or winter crone energy. And if none of that means anything to you yet, then do the introductory one where there is more, or reach out to me or follow your curiosity. Yeah, I think that's enough. And I really look forward to having you join me and many other women on this journey. I was part of this cyclical women's collective in the summer, and since then I had more than 60 women come through this course with me, so yeah, it would be great to have you on that journey as well.